Hello, I am so glad you're back. I wanted to bring us through a short meditation based on Carolyn Elliott's teachings from her book, Existential Kink. So if you're not familiar with that, that's totally okay. I'll spend the first few minutes of our time together just laying down some groundwork, getting you exposed to these different ideas that we'll be playing with throughout our meditation. So first things first, go ahead and make your space feel really comfortable. If you have a meditation cushion, go ahead and pull it out. Or if you want to lie down, maybe cover up your bed, set your bedspread the way you want it to be, and light up a candle. And we'll get really cozy together. So the way that I see existential kink is almost like an offshoot or a variation of somatic experiencing. And somatic experiencing is a different process that invites you to move out of your mind, out of your mental space, and come down into your bodies with the purpose of looking around for sensations that are related to traumas or difficult emotional states, things that really feel kind of gunky and nasty to sit with, and give them attention as a way of allowing that emotional state to process out. So if we were to build upon that, we might arrive at something like existential kink. And some of the premises that this style of meditation is built upon are: one, having is evidence of wanting. So for this practice, we are going to tune into a pattern, something that has been repetitive in your life, whether it's been a theme of abandonment or a theme of poverty or not quite having enough, not quite being able to get comfortable. Whatever your pattern is that you would like to focus on for this session, you'll have a moment to really get clear about that in just a little bit. But having is evidence of wanting is one of the key premises to this practice. We have our conscious mind. Our conscious mind is all of the things that we think about and are able to really quickly identify as I want that, I don't want that. But much deeper within us, we have our subconscious mind, which is actually where 95% of our thoughts are occurring anyway. So taking that idea a little bit further, we can look at difficult patterns in our lives, difficult situations that seem to chronically arise for us, and find ways to tune in and appreciate them. Almost like it's a little bit kinky and weird, almost going as far as to like fetishize it, just for the purpose of letting us have a full human experience where we're not simply lusting and chasing after always feeling good, but giving ourselves the opportunity to be like, ooh, I love this weird stuff too, this stuff that's like, so painful, and ooh, it can be really juicy. I'm telling you, I'm having some fun with this. But we give attention to these patterns as a way of relishing all of the aspects of what we get to experience while we're here in our human form, even if they're not traditionally good feeling states. So, you know me, I love trauma, which is kind of a weird thing to say, but so much of our human life is really painful and really traumatizing. And if we don't get to live through that, we're not really living very much at all. Another premise that existential kink is built upon is that we can choose to experience sensations as being painful or as being pleasurable. How might that influence how you view the world if you get to derive pleasure from things that traditionally feel good and also from things that kind of suck and are kind of shitty? How much fun would you be having? So there are a couple of ground rules that we'll take into this practice. First things first, if this is a deep childhood wound, we'll leave that alone. Children aren't able to consent or really take the reins on how their life is going to go. If something major happened in your childhood, we'll respect that. We'll leave that alone. And also, this process is appropriate only when you feel pretty uplifted. If you're not in a depressive episode, if you're just kind of status quo for yourself, you might even tune into some stand-up comedy, which is something that I love, or do other uplifting things so that as you go into this practice, you know that you're going to return in just a few minutes to a normal feeling state for yourself. And finally, this practice is appropriate for things that have been thoroughly processed. For example, one of the themes I've been working with in my life is the emotional states of feeling abandoned. So for me, I've been single for 2 years. I've thoroughly processed through the instances in my life that have left me feeling abandoned. That's an appropriate realm for me to start this work. If it's a fresh wound, or maybe in my case, a fresh breakup, I'm gonna leave that alone because there's other work that needs to be done before this. So with that said, go ahead, light up your candle, make yourself really comfy cozy, and I'll invite you to start to tune into your body. You can close your eyes if you're ready for that. And we'll just get curious as to our present emotional state. So starting to tune in. Maybe you can identify how you're feeling right now. And if you haven't pre-chosen the pattern that you'd like to observe further today, you can start to ask yourself, what do I feel in my body? Or is there a pattern that I see frequently coming up in my life that I want to test out this practice and play with? And so as you find that pattern, we'll continue to stay focused on the sensations that are moving around, that are arising in our bodies, as you fully tune into that. As you think on that pattern, where in your body do you feel it? You might look around for tension, there's an energy of movement or even of stagnation. Notice where your attention goes as you think about that pattern and how it's presented in your life. And so as you start to locate that pattern as it's been held in your body, we'll become more curious to it. Maybe you're even able to take a look and see how broadly it expands in your body. Maybe staying curious to see if it has a color. As you look at and as you observe this sensation and this pattern, allow yourself to experience the diversity of the emotional states that you associate with this pattern. So whether those emotions include fear or shame, self-pity, letting all of those emotional states arise within you as identifying all of the emotions that arise in connection to this pattern or to this chronic situation. And ever so gently now, allow yourself to get in touch with that deeper, hidden part of you that loves the emotions associated with this pattern or with this situation. Finding the part of you that secretly loves this undesired situation. And beginning to broaden your interpretation of this undesired situation. And you might try out a few of the following phrases. I am willing to stop pretending that I don't enjoy this pattern immensely. I am willing to allow myself to know about my secret, kinky, weird pleasure in this situation. It's okay for me to feel this forbidden, wicked enjoyment of this pattern without having to judge it or to disown it. And taking a moment to play with those phrases. Watching that sensation and that pattern in your body as it has the opportunity to morph or change or evolve. I am totally allowed to have this weird enjoyment of this pattern. No need to shame it, regret it, or deny that it's there. I am allowed to love this experience too, even if it's weird and kinky. I am allowed to want exactly what I want, even if it's bad or wrong or destructive. Can you find a feeling of pleasure mixed in with the pain of this sensation, of this pattern and the sensations that arise in your body? In what ways are they kinky or delightful? I am able to revel in this feeling because I admit that I adore this feeling. Because what are the secret benefits that you get to gain? begin to shift and get on the side of our shadow, that darker, hidden, maybe kinkier or more exciting part of yourself. And we choose to consciously receive and to experience gratitude or excitement for this situation or for this pattern. This unconscious enjoyment matters just as much as any other enjoyment in my life. I am willing to feel my depth of love for this. This desire, strange and kinky as it might be, I respect it, and I'm allowed to enjoy this too. I'm a whole person. How does your shadow hidden, kinkier parts of you build upon and add depth to your character? How does this hidden part of you serve as an enhancement to who you are? What ways does your shadow side intrigue you? You are a deep, intense, fascinating, ever-expanding person. To choose whether you derive pain from your sensations and experiences or deep pleasure and wisdom. And as you offer some final gratitude, final acceptance for this deeper, shadowy, hidden part of yourself, we'll start to let go of our attention to that sensation, to that pattern that we've been focusing on in the body. Knowing that we'll get chances to come back here. Maybe even trying this method out for a whole month, just on that one pattern. And deepening your breath. Coming back to our space together and offering yourself the congratulations of job well done as someone who has become willing to enjoy more of what it means to be whole and fully human. Well done. I love you. I'm proud of you, and I will see you very soon.